Hey there. So do you have plans of moving here to Utah, or you've been thinking about tossing around the idea of relocating from where you are? Well, you're in luck today. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 top reasons why people are moving and relocating out here to Utah, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah, Koehle here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. This channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so that you are notified every time we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time that are relocating or looking to make a move here to Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to reach out to my team and I. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our absolute pleasure to connect with you. So you've been tossing around the idea of making a move out here to Utah. Well, it feels like it wasn't that long ago that my husband and I were seriously doing exactly the same thing during COVID. We looked at each other, our walls are caving in on us as we were sitting in our home in San Diego. Our 4 kids are running around like crazy. We are in this house and we looked at each other and we're like, do you think we should move to Utah? I said, yeah, I think we should move to Utah. What do you think? And it's like, I don't know. Are we crazy? Like, are we making a bad decision here? Are we making a good decision? So we started really writing a list of all the pros and all the cons of what we could come up with of moving our family from out of state and taking a leap of faith, moving here, really not knowing hardly anybody here. Our parents don't live here. Most of our siblings don't live here. So we really took a leap of faith. So today I'm going to just share with you just 5 and only 5 reasons why people are moving out here to Utah and why it's been a good fit for some. So number 1 is simply the job market and the job opportunities. Utah has a very, very low unemployment rate. 2.9% is the last one I had checked, and it is low. There are a lot of people that are working here, and in fact, we've got, jobs with there's education, lots of different education jobs here with many, many big universities here like Brigham Young University, University of Utah, Utah Valley University, Utah State, you've got Weber State, so there are just a lot of, universities and a lot of education sort of jobs that go along with that. There are a lot of jobs within the tech industry. We've got a huge tech industry here in Utah, specifically in and around Lehi, Utah. Lehi, Utah is about 25 minutes south of Salt Lake City, and you'll hear a lot about Lehi, Utah over time and over the years. It is a big area, like I said, for the tech industry. They actually call that industry, that area specifically, they call it the Silicon Slopes, and named after the Silicon Valley in California. The Silicon Slopes have, industries and people moving from all over the place for that. You've got Google, you've got Visa, you've got Facebook, you've got Ancestry.com. You've got all of these big time companies that are moving their businesses here to Utah. You've got a lot of small business owners that are moving their businesses here to Utah. Utah is known for a lot of its entrepreneurial sort of jobs that are here too. A lot of startup companies. We know a lot of friends that have now started up companies here, and they're like, oh my goodness, we wouldn't go anywhere else simply because of all the support that we feel from here in the job market and just the opportunities that they have here with a flat tax rate that Utah has of 4.5% here of just, that flat tax rate is a big incentive also and helps promote those, the job growth. So jobs, number one of why people are certainly making a move out here is number one. Number two, why people are making a move out here to Utah is simply the beauty. Like if you look here in Utah, it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous state. We've got all 4 seasons, and the weather for a lot of people is actually a big pro. The weather, the seasons, the beauty that is here in Utah. It is fall right now, you can tell, and it is gorgeous. And the change of leaves, the change of colors, it's still crisp where you can throw a sweater on, but you can be in a t-shirt and shorts in another hour or so. So the weather right now is gorgeous, but then you've got the winter time that is right around the corner. And obviously in winter, you've got the world-class ski resorts. You've got the famous snow that is here in Utah and all of the different things that go along with that. Then you've got spring and summer, just magical 4 seasons. The weather here in Utah is a big pro. I know for some people, they're like, oh, well, I live in California and I've been living in Southern California. Like for us, my husband and I, we lived in Southern California for 15 years and we're like, we live in vacation land, which we really did. But where we lived, we really didn't see 4 seasons. And so it was pretty much, I remember if it got below 70, people are complaining and they're like, we have to wear a jacket or we have to put a sweater on or we have to turn our heat up. I remember one of the very first years that we had lived in San Diego, we didn't use our heater the entire year we lived there. And I remember thinking, I looked at my husband like, this is so awesome. We didn't even turn on the heater. And the next year, I remember the summer, it actually got really hot over the summer, and our house and a lot of the houses in our community, that neighborhood we had first started living in, did not have air conditioning. So we were roasting, laying in bed, or it was just so hot for, a month or so. And it really wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough where we remember going, oh, okay, well, here you've got the 4 seasons and pretty much everybody has heat and air conditioning. So depending on the season, you're going to have plenty of heat. You're going to have air. And a lot of which kind of leads me into the next thing. Yes, you've got the 4 seasons, but going along with that is the cost of living here in Utah is considerably lower than some of the surrounding states. I've got clients that just moved here from the East Coast and they're like, Mariah, the property taxes here alone in Utah they could not believe when I told them like, oh, well, if it is your primary residence, it'll be 1% of that purchase price. However, if it is your primary residence, you get 50% off that. So when I'm having clients move here from the East Coast and they're looking at property taxes, they're like, Mariah, this doesn't even compare. Or I've got friends that have moved here from California like ourselves, and they're doing, looking at numbers and crunching numbers just on cost of living of housing strictly, and then utilities. And they're looking at the different utilities and they're going, wait a minute, I was paying this much for water and this much for trash and sewer and all of that. And the cost of living here in Utah compared to some of these places back east, compared to California, compared to some of these, people come here and go, oh, this is a big difference from where some people are coming from. However, Utah is more expensive than some of those Midwest states. It will be more expensive than some other states that may not have, an income tax or a property tax, some of these other taxes that other states don't have that Utah does have. So depending on where you're moving from, that cost of living might be a lot better, or it may not, maybe it's about the same. But I know from us moving from California, we were like, oh my goodness, the cost of living here in Utah is night and day difference. So that is the next one of why people are moving here to Utah. Number 4, people are also moving here simply because of the different activities that Utah has to offer. If you are into the outdoors, if you're into the indoors, if you're into the arts, if you're into sports, Really, Utah has what seems like to me something for everyone. I know our family enjoys spending a lot of time outdoors. We love exploring these hills. We love going through the canyons. We love biking with our family. We love hiking with our family. We love swimming with our family. We like skiing. We like doing all these things outdoors. And Utah is really a playground for just that. There are so many things to do. Fall, winter, spring, summer, you name the season, there's things to do. If it's too hot in the summer, where some people are like, oh, Mariah, it's too hot to go outside. It's like, okay, well, if it's too hot to go outside, Utah has so many things to do inside. If you're into tennis, if you're into swimming, if you're into golf, it seems like I've been to more indoor golfing places that are here. You've got places like Top Golf. You've got places that have indoor golf simulators. You've got places here, rec centers that are in so many of the different communities that have indoor swimming pools. They have indoor splash pads and lazy rivers and water slides that are all inside the community. They also have, big gyms. They have indoor running tracks. A lot of the communities that are, in and around Salt Lake have recreational centers for each of the different communities and cities. And so it makes it really nice. There are ice rinks that are all inside. There are, just a lot of different indoor tennis courts, indoor pickleball courts. So many indoor activities, but then obviously there are a million activities to do outside in the winter, the spring, the summer, and the fall. I know we love exploring, especially in the fall time. We love going on drives and hikes, and we just get to see the beautiful fall weather. In the winter time, we love taking our family skiing. And speaking of family and activities, I feel like Utah goes hand in hand with the number of family-friendly activities that are here. I recently took my kids to the trampoline park, and it was a Monday, and they were like, oh, you got 4 kids. Oh, it's Monday night. It's $25 for the whole family. I'm like, what? $25? Are you kidding me? This is great. I would have paid $25 for probably one kid in California to jump for an hour. So there's just different things like that. I've already, during the winter time at Thanksgiving Point, which is in Lehi, Utah, they have something called Luminaria that is at these gardens that are there. Beautiful light show, and they have the light show going to music and everything. You can walk around. Well, they've got Monday, which is family night again, and so you can get a discounted rate. If you're ever out in Heber City, which is east of Salt Lake, it's actually southeast of Salt Lake, and it's just a little bit south of Park City, Utah. There's a famous train that's called the Heber Creeper, and that train usually has a family night on Monday, and it's so fun. We've taken our kids on that train ride many, many, many times. A lot of times they'll have a violinist that's, playing while the train is driving, and they just make it a really fun family activity. So Utah, the activities, the family-friendly environment is second to none. And then going right along with that are simply the people. We have met so many giving, friendly, generous people here in Utah that are constantly looking for ways to help and ways to just go out of their way to be kind to each other. So it's not uncommon for you to be on a path, and if you are out running or hiking, people will wave and they say hi. If you're not looking for that, then Utah's probably not the place for you. But if you want that friendly environment where a lot of very nice people, then Utah will certainly be the place for you. Actually, my family and I, we just went for a hike the other day, and I was trying to line up the camera to take a quick little picture of our family, and another family walks by and they're like, oh, hey, you know what? If I'll take a picture of you guys. Would you mind taking one of us? I was like, oh my gosh, of course. Yes, we would love to. And so this guy took probably 15 pictures of our family, and at any rate, it was very, very nice. Of course, we returned the favor, but it was just one of those things where I'm like, gosh, that was really nice of him to just reach out and to do that. And you will see a lot of that here. So if you are looking to make a move or relocate out here to Utah, or you just want to find out some more information, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our absolute pleasure to connect with you. Take care and have a great one. Bye.